one shot at a time.
Welcome back to the Enjoy the Walk podcast, ladies and gentlemen. As we alluded to last week, we talked a little bit about it. We are going to dive into the Palm Springs Golf Championship. You might have heard us talking about it, tweeting about it, putting it on our Instagram story. And if you followed us for a while, you got to see my experience out there last year with Trent Phelps and Eric Hoskinson and all the new followers that we've gotten from the Palm Springs Golf Championship. Dante, I'm sorry you missed it last year, but you're all in this year.
I'm
in. We've got the host
Flight's
of Fun
pretty
Golf,
much booked.
almost booked. We've got the host of Fun Golf Vacations on with us tonight, Eric Hoskinson. Eric, always a phenomenal venue, always a great time to talk Palm Springs Golf Championship. Appreciate you joining us this evening.
Absolutely, guys. Absolutely. Just hanging out here in sunny, well, I'm not in Palm Springs, but I'm in sunny Las Vegas. So that's, that doesn't suck.
Well, your background says Palm Springs, so that's all that matters.
It's always the first thing on my mind when I wake up and the last thing on my mind.
Still sunshine and blue skies.
Exactly.
Just rub it in. It's okay.
Yep. So, yeah, man, we're just, super excited to be on promoting the Palm Springs Golf Championship again. This will be the fourth year that we're at PGA West. There's super exciting things that are happening this year at the event. The rotation for the Gross Open Division is going to be 2 rounds of the Nicklaus Tournament course this year and 1 round on the Stadium course. And then we've added the Classic Club to the Net Division this year, which is the course that was originally built for the future of the Bob Hope Classic. We had a chance to play it last year, and it was just in phenomenal shape, and we thought it would be a really good venue to kick off the Net Divisions round, and then they finish up on the Peak Dyes, Dunes, and Mountain course over at PGA West.
Well, you mentioned 2 clubs there that in the Mountain course and Classic Club, which I want to dive into separately, but talk about as why you've loved those courses to go to. Yeah. Mountain course, let's start there with the Net Division. That was the course, correct me if I'm wrong, but we played in like an afternoon shamble kind of deal last year. That course is like Jurassic Park in another dimension out there at PGA West.
It is. It's you didn't even get to see the back 9 where you really get back in the mountains and it really changes. But that's where we had the shamble event. We always like adding the mountain course for the last day of the Net Division tournament because it used to host the Q School qualifying rounds. So it's always a really good test of golf. Has kind of a link style front 9. And then as you get on the back 9, you get more amongst the houses. And then you really get back into the canyon and just have some really spectacular golf holes back there. They're really just sure to impress golfers that have been there for years and golfers that have never been there ever before. It's really spectacular back there.
And that was one, I think, Dante, when you saw the pictures that I was taking out there, you immediately said, I have to play that.
I think you posted something last year live or a story, and I responded. And I said, dude, where is that? You said, it's on the property. And it's like one of the other courses that you can play. I said, we're playing that next year, no doubt, whether it's on it or not. I love those courses like that because it's something we don't normally get. We get a lot of the short courses. We get a lot of the flat stuff, the wind, the ocean views, the bay views. You don't get the mountain stuff on the East Coast like that in particular. I mean, you get your mountain golf up in the Scranton North and Northeast and all that, but I mean, you do not get those views. And I love playing courses like that. And I can't wait.
It is one of those spots, like obviously you can see bits and pieces of the mountains from Stadium course and from Nicklaus course. But when you go to the mountain course, you are not just looking at the mountains, you are basically interacting with the mountains. A lot of the holes are cut right against the mountains. Some par 3s, you're hitting short irons, what looks like into the mountains, and then it just drops short into the, onto the green. It's an incredible property.
It's like the desert version of the mountain course that I played. This is like a little low-key brag when I went to Hawaii and played that one course.
Hawaii.
Royal Hawaiian Golf Club. It was literally Jurassic Park.
Oh, I've heard of that place.
Oh, it's if you get out there and can play that course, play it. It was jaw dropping as soon as I stepped foot on the property, and even seeing the pictures from the Palm Springs one. I was from the
the great thing about the hosting 2 rounds in the net division on the Dunes and Mountain course is there are 2 kind of totally different course designs. But in my opinion, they have some of the most difficult par 3s out of any of the PGA West complex courses. I mean, the second hole on the mountain course is a 200-yard par 3 with water all the way down the left-hand side. And, when the pin's tucked close to the edge of the, railroad ties, it's a dicey little tee shot for the second hole.
I remember the only backup of that day being on that hole because a lot of balls were finding the water, or a lot of guys were finding the far right, almost grassy knoll area because they didn't want to flirt with that water.
Well, they did. Well, that was the shamble afternoon round, so people were a little loose with the booze, and they had a little, been a long day of golfing, but no,
Let's talk about that aspect, which I think is what I had the most fun with. Obviously, I loved experiencing the tournament style play and whatnot. That gets my gears going as a post-collegiate golfer. But the shamble and the extra contests and whatnot, let's dive into that. Obviously this year is going to be a full event. You're expecting a horse race again this year, which I think is another cool aspect of the event.
So every year we do a horse race where we randomly pair the lowest handicap players that want to participate with the highest handicap players that want to participate, and it's a all out. We'll have anywhere from 10 to 20 teams playing, and it's alternate shot. There's usually about a $25 buy-in per person. So there's a really good sized pot on the line. I think first place last year took home, I think it was $500 or something like that. So it adds a fun dynamic to it for the people that really want to get to meet other golfers and socialize and have that whole camaraderie around, the love of golf. And when 18 is never enough, and that's kind of the motto at Fun Golf Vacations is after 18 holes, we want to play more. And having the extra events in the afternoon allows that. And you get to experience playing PGA West in a whole different way. I mean, we've done horse races on the Nicklaus Tournament course, on the Stadium course. We've done it on the Mountain course. I don't think we haven't done it on Dunes, and we haven't done it on Norman. So Norman might be the course this year with the change. They did all the changes, and so it would be a really fun time out there. That's you get the sun setting over the Santa Rosa Mountains, and you really feel like you're in the outback. And then after the horse race, people will either gather for drinks afterwards, or, people will meet, they'll kind of form relationships with the other golfers that they spent the time playing with, and they'll go out and grab dinner in town. And it's just a real, we really want it to be competitive, but like you're coming down because you like meeting other golfers. You like connecting through the game of golf. And then, in addition to our afternoon activities each day, there's going to be daily closest to the pin contests on the par 3s. There might be a, stay in the fairway on a tough short par 4. We try to make it fun. I mean, we want people to be competitive, but we also want it to be fun for people that are coming down on vacation for, 4, 5, 6, 7 days.
Yeah, so I think that's like the coolest thing about the options that you have out there. And when I say options, like the close to the pin, the maybe a long drive or a straightest drive or whatever, there's options for everyone that of all skill levels. And obviously gross and net side of things, you're already allowing that. But then even within it, if you've got like a plus handicap out there, kind of lapping the field in the gross division, there's guys that maybe you're shooting the high 70s that still have a chance to go out there and have some fun and say, man, I could win some cash today if I put it close to the pin here. And it keeps that incentive going to really drive yourself through the round and then have an opportunity to take home some cash.
Well, it's an event, and all of the events that Fun Golf Vacations puts on are all for all skill levels, whether you're a +5 or a 35. If you like playing golf and testing your game on difficult golf courses and enjoying that kind of, I call it like, buddy golf trip tournaments, kind of a golf trips organized around a, multi-day tournament. And, not everybody plays their best, I just got done playing the club championship and I sucked. And it would have been nice to maybe a couple of closest to the pins out there to have maybe win a head cover. It's just something that lets you remember, the event that you were at. That's why we kind of give away a nice little swag bag every year. We do a nice water bottle from Hydro Flask or 50/50 water bottles. It's those insulated water bottles that everybody makes now. Do nice ball markers from Red Oar Markers. We're going to do a putting contest this year as kind of a check-in procedure. People will come to the golf course, check out PGA West. And then we'll have a nice little putting competition for people to kind of, because people come and they've never met me and they've never met Fun Golf Vacations. And so, it's nice to get to see all the faces and make them really feel, that you're a VIP person when you come to our event. PGA West is going to treat you like a member. You can come out, use the facilities, go to the restaurants. They really open up the doors for us when we're there. So
that experience alone, aside from Fun Golf Vacations and what you do, was the hospitality at PGA West. I mean, I struggled early with the game and I felt like I was a paying member because the range was open and allowed me access to go practice as long as I wanted.
Right.
And then, go right up to the bar and grab as many drinks as I wanted and take back to the range. Like I did. I felt like I was a paying member at a golf course where I resided, not just someone who was visiting a resort. Yeah. So that stuck out to me as a big perk of just coming out to PGA West. For sure. And I can't wait for the people that are going to be new this year to get to experience that. I mean, it's such an exciting feeling driving through the entrance to PGA West and seeing Nicklaus, the stadium course, the 2-tier, the double green on 18 and 9 and the Nicklaus tournament. It's just, I really enjoy hosting these events and letting people, experience a really kick-ass time and one that they want to go and tell their friends and brag to their friends that they missed and that they should all be at. So aside from the buddies aspect of this trip and the just overall enjoyment aspect of what people can expect to come out, let's dive into the courses in general, because we talked about it a little bit as far as your choices for the net division. And PGA West has put a lot of money into other courses that we'll be playing as well. Let's dive into that. What projects did PGA West take on that really we're going to get to experience as we come out there this year? Well, so last year they redid all the greens to the original size and contours for the Nicklaus tournament course, and they replaced them with Cliff Eagle grass. So they're going to be a much more consistent rolling surface. They'll really be able to get those greens to be hard, firm, and fast, which we all like. And that's really gets that tour experience. The PGA West Mountain and Dunes course also went through some rehab work. They kind of wanted to open up some of the landing areas, got rid of this natural vegetation areas that they said was native sensitive area to kind of help speed up the round of play. Like we mentioned earlier, the Norman course, which, this year's not in the rotation. That was kind of the first big project that PGA West took on. PGA West's goal is to get their courses back in the top 100 courses ranked in Golf Digest. They want to be
a top 5 resort in the country. You know, they want to position themselves back to being the home of golf on the West Coast, and where you find perfect conditions year round, and with being operated by Century Golf Partners, I think that they're really going to have some really cool stuff changing in the future.
Well, just from it being my first time out there last year, it blows my mind how they're not inside the top 100 in a couple different course options there. They're obviously not top 5 in resorts. That's kind of mind blowing too. And I think that's the exciting part about seeing other golf resorts like the Bandons and the Pinehurst take center stages. It's forcing people like PGA West to say, man, let's go. Like, let's get that competitive edge on. And that only means good things for us as the golfers who are experiencing it.
Well, and, you know, that also means, you know, unfortunately, the golf fees are going to go up. And, you know, the nice thing that participating in one of our events is that it helps keep your golf rates down by participating in a big, large group type of event. You know, I mean, if you just want to hang out with your 4 friends, come down, hang out with your 4 friends, play your, you know, rounds of golf and get your deal and, you know, and enjoy yourself and then head out of town. And opposed to, you know, the rates are going to go up just because they want the courses to be in that top tier condition that you find when you go to Pinehurst or Bandon or, you know, the Monterey Peninsula. You know, I really do hope in the future that PGA West really puts the teeth back into the stadium course. I didn't get to play it when it was that way, but they used to have gorse bush all over that golf course, between the tee boxes and between some of the holes. And I mean, it was brutal.
Well, I remember too, an old video from back a few years when the tour used to play it with that on it. Alcatraz had it all around it as well, if I'm not mistaken. And there were players that had to hit out of that, like gorse bush or whatever you call it, to try and get up and down for par on Alcatraz. And it was one of the most like unruly sights in the world to watch these players try and get out of that. And they're professionals, let alone what we would have to deal with.
Right. And I mean, it was really cool. I mean, it's awesome to play those courses from 7,200 yards. Yeah, because it's a long ways from back there, and you're grinding, and you know, the really cool thing, and the reason why I set the gross division up for this event is to be able to play PGA West in PGA Tour condition, walk the golf course. You know, like, it's just a different feel when you walk. Yeah, I mean, you're just more in tune, I believe, with the golf course and your surroundings, and you know, you get more exercise, and it's something you don't go to PGA West to go walk the golf course.
And I think that's what a lot of people miss. That's what a lot of people miss about this event, especially in the gross division, is that ability to go walk. You can bring a caddy even if you want to come experience it with you, and you really do get the professional experience, especially out of the gross division, because of everything that's wrapped up in the experience of walking PGA West a week before a PGA tournament.
How is the walk on that course?
It's unbelievable, man. You mean like in terms of
like difficulty? Difficulty.
You know, I would say the Nicklaus Tournament course is more difficult to walk just because there's a few holes that have maybe
some pretty far gaps,
decent size walk between them.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, it's, you know, if you can walk it's flat, so you don't really have any elevation that you got to worry about. You know, if you just stay out of the bunkers, you don't have to, you know, you're not going to put too much effort. I mean, that's what'll kill you.
There was only one hole, and I think it was a par 5 on the front 9 of Stadium that just gets a lot of like undulation. But other than that par 5, there wasn't a whole lot of like elevation change where you felt like you were just like grinded to get up hills or grinding to make the walk happen. Most of the course is really manageable. I think, you know, you could be avid walker, or you could be someone that maybe only walks like 3 or 4 times a year. And I think you could do it out at PGA West.
Right. And then the other thing that I kind of changed this year with the gross division is I have 2 separate flights now. So there's a senior men's flight, which is 50 over, and then the young guns flight is 49 and under. And so that way that the seniors, they're not having to play from 7,200 yards. I kind of took that senior PGA Tour type, move them up to 65 to 6,700. Because let's be honest, it's a long ways, 7,300 yards. So
yeah, it's a poke, even if it's hot and dry. That's a long golf course either way you cut it. Right. Let's talk about some of the people you've had in the tournament before, and some of the really high end players you've had in the gross division. I mean, the repeat champion kind of is coming back for blood for a 3-peat, so it's exciting to see him play in it as well. Who are some of the players you've had in this event, and what have some of the winning scores been in that gross division?
Yeah, one player that has played in our event, the inaugural event, was Taichi Ko, and he was going into his freshman year at Notre Dame, and he's gone just through the roof in terms of his amateur status. I mean, we haven't seen him since that first year, but he shot, I think, 7 under, but that was from 6,500 yards. So much different. Then the following year, I decided let's move it back, and then that was when kind of the scores kind of went up a little bit. Colin Bradford, he shot 213 last year, and he had a good battle with blanking on his name right now.
Player from UPenn, if I believe correctly.
Yeah,
right?
He was a player. He was the captain at UPenn Golf. Good stick. His dad came out and caddied for him. They had a great battle on the final day. Colin made it pretty interesting when he kind of pulled his shot on 17 and almost went in the water, but he almost chipped it in for birdie. But and Colin Bradford, I mean, he's played in a lot of the USGA amateur events. He's played in the 4-ball event. So we've had some, really good sticks that have come out and played in this event. And the gross division's open for anybody that wants to test PGA West and PGA Tour condition. Last year was a little different. We had some signage up for the event. This year we'll have the hospitality suites will be already built. So there'll be much more of that actual PGA Tour experience when people come to the 4th annual Palm Springs Golf Championships.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm most excited for. We got a little tease last year if we played in it, as far as, just the COVID restrictions. There was the signage, like you said, but we're going to have full-out hospitality tents, and the fans won't be there in the way they will be for the PGA guys, but we'll get the feel of the structure there, and it'll still I know it'll get my juices flowing.
Bring your family, make it a family trip, have your wife out there with the little ones in the cart clapping. We want it to, we want this event to be fun, and I mean, not to knock golf association events, but they're just more structured, and not to say that that's not fun, but when people leave a fun golf vacations event, they tell their friends about it and tell them how much fun they've had. You can check us out on Google. We've got great reviews. I really try to make everybody feel like they can call me up and play golf with me anytime, or if they're going to be in town and they want to book some time, and it's not during the tournament. Like it's a real fun group once you get involved.
Yeah, let's touch on, obviously we just talked about the golf side of things and how great the courses are and the competition, whether you're in the net or the gross divisions. Yep. We were talking before we got on the podcast about the stay and play packages, how great the atmosphere around the condos are going to be. Yep. Touch on that. What are people going to get to experience when they're staying, aside from what the PGA West
Yeah.
amenities are on course?
Yeah, so if you stay at the Indian Palms casitas that are about a 10-minute drive from PGA West's golf courses, that's kind of home base. We have 80 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom condos that are all around a nice grassy pool area with barbecue. There'll be a putting green back there for some nightly action. So there's a real camaraderie around the pool. The hot tub at nighttime. We're going to be doing a nice cocktail kickoff party in that area where you just, you go play your golf, go check in at PGA West, come back to Indian Palms. You'll be right at your condo, so you can get as trashed as you want. Have a blast while you're kicking off the first event. You might be hungover for the first round, but hey, that's what a fun golf vacation is all about.
Yeah, they don't call it sober golf vacations.
Exactly. And so it's kind of the buddies golf compound, and we're really we want, we've got cornhole, there's horseshoes if you want to do horseshoes after golf, so there's some extra stuff to do there if you don't want to go participate in the horse race or it's a perfect place to lay your head for 4 or 5 days. The condos are very comfortable. They have all the amenities of home, TVs on all the walls, fully stocked kitchen, free parking, free Wi-Fi, no resort fees. It's you pay one price. $10.95 to $11.95 per person, double occupancy. That's 4 nights lodging, 3 days of golf. The nightly activities, the daily prizes. There's the optional cash honey pots that people can get in. Indian Palms Intervals, baby. That's where it's at.
It is like home, man. I think Trent Feltz and I did it the way it was supposed to be done last year. We went to the grocery store first day, stocked up, and just made ourselves feast for kings. We had like steak and shrimp and mushroom and pasta. We cooked like kings, and we were able to do that because of the full kitchen out there too, which was really nice. And it just built that like bonding atmosphere too, right? Like we were making dinner for everybody. We invited as many people as we could over to have drinks with us while we were there, kicked out in the back and just hung out in the patio area, like you said, and just had a good time and bonded with a lot of people who we were complete strangers when we started the week. And now I think we're all friends on at least some sort of social media, and we're constantly chirping back and forth. You guys going out this year? You guys going out this year? Like we're looking forward to the next.
And that's the big thing. That's what's so cool about it. And, I had one gentleman, I believe his name was Michael Stopel, and he's kind of just a low key guy, plays golf, he's kind of that single golfer that usually plays by himself, plays a lot of individual stroke play events because you don't need a partner. And he just, he came up to me and was like, man, like, I just want to let you know how I just felt really welcomed, in a group amongst people that I've never met. They just were really welcoming, and he was like, I can't wait to be back. He was traveling in his van, and he told me he was sleeping in his van when I was like, dude, you should have told me I had a spare room. You could have taken a shower. Like, this is all family around here. Like, I want you to have the time of your life. So, and that's what it's all about.
It is. At the end of the day, you're really coming out to a destination to have the time of your life. And I think, through what you do at Fun Golf Vacations, you facilitate that to the highest degree, which is why I appreciate everything that you do out there. It's just because you put the icing on the cake of an already nice venue, but you just make the experience that much more incredible. So I can't wait, Dante. I can't wait to go with you and see you experience it. I think I'm more excited for you than you might be excited, because I already know.
I think so.
Almost like you get so excited about showing somebody how awesome it's going to be. Like that, you're going to be looking forward to 2023 before 2022 is even done.
I know that's a fact. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, guys, if you want the excitement that we're talking about and that Dante's going to go experience this year, come out and join Dante. Be a first timer this year.
Yes.
Go to www.fungolfvacations.com. Go check it out. Palm Springs Golf Championship. Dante, I know you got something to say on how excited you are.
I mean, I've seen it from last year. I'm seeing the pictures, and I've just got glimpses. And I've talked to you. We got Eric on multiple times, and just again, I'm so hyped based off of just this conversation that we're having right now. Just bringing the camaraderie of togetherness of just complete strangers, a golf trip, a buddies trip, a vacation, competitive golf. We all love competitive golf, all kind of just thrown in the one spot where you really don't have to go anywhere. It's like once you're there, you're there. I mean, I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm just that pumped and excited. Like, let's get through November. Let's get through the holidays. Screw December. Let's just get to January. Let's get to the new year. Put 2020, 2021 behind us, and I'm excited. I'm like fired up right now.
It's gonna be open season in 2022. We're here for it.
Can't wait.
I love it, man. So other than fungolfvacations.com, Eric, what's the best way for people to follow along at the Palm Springs Golf Championship, and how can they kind of keep tabs on what's going on with the tournament?
Yeah, so we have an Instagram page. They can go to Palm Springs Golf Championships on Instagram. We're always posting daily pictures, different videos on the golf course, content from prior years. Fungolfvacations.com has all the information about all the different events that we have. So if you want to know more about the Palm Springs Golf Championships or register, you just go to fungolfvacations.com, select the tournament, click register. Don't forget to use the ETW50 discount code. That'll save you $50, which will help you pay for the $5 a gallon of gas that we're going to experience in California.
Well, at least pay for your gas ride out there from wherever you fly into.
That's right. So
I love it, man. No, that's awesome. I know we're looking forward to it. Thanks for hopping on with us here this evening and showing us a glimpse of Palm Springs in your background there, guys. If you aren't watching on YouTube, go check it out on YouTube as well. Check out a nice drone shot that Eric's got in his little background as you look forward to going out to Palm Springs and hopefully joining us in 2022 for the Palm Springs Golf Championship. Like we said, gross and net options to go out and play, so you don't have to be a stick to come out and play. You can grab your buddies and just have a fun time and pad that handicap going into 2022.
You can try, but old Pete Dye, he makes his courses so tough that it doesn't even matter how much you pad it.
Isn't that the truth?
Well, really, I hope to see all the ETW listeners out there in January.
That's it, guys. As always, get out there, carry your clubs, and enjoy the walk out at Palm Springs Golf Championship.
Absolutely.
That's the stuff. One shot at a time.